And so, Svi, I want to get back to kind of your smart home and what you're doing there and all of those kind of things. I'd love to know again. First and foremost, one of our favorite questions is, what are some of your favorite automations in your home that you're doing?
I mean, it hasn't been working since I moved, since I moved the location of my workroom. But I had this beautiful automation that would turn when I would walk into my workroom every morning. Like the blinds would go up, the lights would turn on, the AC would turn on. Now
Yep.
it was beautifully set up,
Yeah.
and but since I'm sharing my workroom with my wife, so I got to move. I got to move to a different room, and now I need to somehow figure out how I get the location of my phone because I need to get the room location within the house. So
Oh, so
obviously
you
it's
Right.
want to
one of
know
the
like
one.
to which room you're in
Yeah,
specifically, as opposed to, are you in the
yeah.
kitchen? Are you in the office? Are you in this office? Yeah.
So in the office I actually had a access point which was really close. So my phone would always hook up to that access point. So I had a 90% I mean, it always would hook up once I would move into that room. But now, now I'm at kind of an equal distance of two or three different access points. So I'm not really. I have to figure out in a different way how to figure out that I'm located in this room. The most useful automation, though, is the one in the so so again in the Sabbath. Usually in the Sabbath, so a lot of Jewish homes have some kind of automation in terms of turning on or off lights at a given point. So a lot of people will have what they call the Shabbos clock. So it's basically a timer where you set the lights at the given point. But since I have multiple switches and every switch I can automate at a given point, so I actually have this gradual turn on, turn off the lights in the evening. Every and it and one of the things everybody usually needs to take care of is when once you move to what's called um, daylight savings. When you move to
Hmm.
Right.
savings times, so you obviously need to, if you have a manual clock, you need to turn it on. You need to turn it manually. And every time I see remember to set your to set your clocks, and I say, well, for me, it's taken care of. It's automatically based upon the time that the Sabbath starts, based on the time the Sabbath finishes. I don't have to take care of it at all. It's done for me. I haven't needed to change it. But then obviously when it does the work, and I actually had a case of that this past Saturday. Yesterday we had such a case where I didn't set the continue on error, so like on the automations. So one of the lights for some reason didn't turn off, and then
Oh, interesting.
all the rest would, like, the whole automation stopped.
Yeah.
It's step by step. It's a gradual process, and once one of them wasn't working, and I can't do anything about it until the end of the Sabbath. So the end of the Sabbath, I go ahead and I go, okay, so what happened 24 hours ago? Why wasn't this working? And
Yeah.
so you need to debug. The debugging comes usually
Yeah.
a day later.
That's interesting.
So now I need to go and upgrade the automations and add continue and error. Actually, I was thinking about it. That what I would really want is to have a way to to say I want this light to turn on, and if it didn't turn on, try again at a later point. Like this is the expected state of this given light, or this is the expected state, and just leave it that continue on, just to turn this one off and then wait another half an hour or another hour and then turn the other one off. uh, the dirt is, I couldn't really figure out a way to do that. The only thing, I mean, I was thinking about it this morning, and the only way I could come up is to create a scene. So the scene would always succeed. I could always turn on a scene, and that would always work. But it still wouldn't try again.
I guess you could have in the automation rules, like you could have it, trigger every 30 minutes and then use the conditions to determine if it needs to run, right? So one of your conditions could be, are all the lights that need to be off, off? If they're not, okay, I need to run this automation. Is it a time when I should be running this automation? Is it between, sunset and sunrise? But then, of course, you're having an automation trigger every 30 minutes that may not necessarily need to be triggered. I know I've certainly run into situations where, like, I've gone through a few Z-Wave iterations, right? Like, I've had a Vera, I've had a few Z-Wave sticks, because I would find that lights just wouldn't be responsive, right? I would turn a light off, but it wouldn't be in the state I wanted to. And I've sort of had, like, I've tried home assistant scripts, right? I would do the light turn off service, and then I'd run another script to say, okay, I just attempted to turn this light off. Here's its entity ID, and I wanted it to be off. And then it would, because I'm executing a script, the automation stops executing, but the script is then running in the background. And then it can have a delay, right? And you can go, okay, I'll wait 30 seconds. Okay, did that light just turn off? No, it hasn't turned off. I will go and turn it off again as part of the
Yeah.
script, which is outside of the automation. So I agree. It's fiddly, and I don't think there is an elegant solution to doing it yet.
Yeah.
That and the other one I would really want to see is a forward simulation. So if I could just have simulate the coming 24 hours, next 48 hours, in double speed or and obviously more, not double speed. You would want 24 hours in 12 minutes. Turn on this one, then this turns on, this turns off, I'd give it a few states. Like, given, let's say the temperature is a given state. Let's say that the light outside, sensors are at given states. That would be, I mean, that's basically what I do for a job, for a living, and I'm a verification engineer. So, so we create simulations for hardware.
Yeah, like create a simulation in the house. Right? Okay, temperature's going to be this. Let's run the house for 48 hours, assuming that maybe this room is occupied and this room isn't occupied today.
Exactly. Yeah, that would be amazing if somebody would do that. I don't have the time to do it, but I've been thinking about it for a while.
And it'd also be because that way you can also test. I guess, like, Home Assistant has a very a good way of checking is this condition true, false right now in the UI editor, but it doesn't allow you, like, if you're running a simulation, is the temperature, like, are all these conditions true tomorrow midday? Will this automation actually run, or am I going to get what's the error going to be? A way to predict that would actually be pretty handy.
Yeah, especially when you work with the template, with templates, and although you I mean, you definitely can use the developer tools and the and templates and check. There's always something you forgot about. That you forgot that the state could be a certain way, or this attribute. And you usually need to do it twice or three times until it actually works perfectly.